Hey racers, and welcome back to another live stream. And today's live stream is something a little bit different, which is cardio versus strength work. Which one is more important for you? Which one should you be putting more time, effort, and focus into to improve your riding? So I guess the debate between both of those is that there's pros and cons of each. Okay, there's people in one camp that say, hey, don't do any strength work because you're going to get too big and too slow and too bulky. And then there's people that say, oh, you do need strength work because you need to be stronger for the bike and that's going to help you, but you need to use lighter weights. And then there's people that are just in the cardio only camp. I don't think there's any riders that are in the strength only camp. It tends to be more cardio and endurance that everyone seems to get on the bandwagon for. So let's settle the debate, and we'll go over a bit of both. The first thing to say though is you need to be able to reflect on your own goals. This is going to be individual for each and every one of you. I can give you recommendations on what's the answer for majority of riders, but there's some of you that are going to be on the extremes of either side. So first of all, you need to be able to assess what the problem is for you with your riding, fitness-wise, and then find out what you need to work on. So with the riders that I work with, we work on all areas, okay? We work on both areas all the time. No matter what strength level they're at, no matter what cardio level they're at, we're constantly working on trying to improve both because that's what makes the best well-rounded rider. Now, things to look for in terms of whether you need to work on cardio or strength, because sometimes the lines can be blurred on what you need to work on. So if you find that you get out of breath on the bike very, very easily, okay, within the initial laps, like early on, okay, we're talking like 1, 2, 3 laps into a ride or into a race or a few minutes in, chances are your cardio is the big thing that's sucking it out of you at the moment. So what you need to work on is your anaerobic system and your aerobic energy system. Okay, that means doing longer distance rides or longer distance cardio mixed with intervals while you're riding or intervals with your cardio work. Now, the other side is the strength side. So how do you tell if you need to work on your strength? Now, funnily enough, if you are not strong enough, you will gas out very quickly and you will think that it's a cardio problem. So if you're picking up a heavy weight, right? So let's say for a gym example, if you're picking up a heavy weight at the gym and you need to keep picking up that heavy weight, okay? Let's say it's 80, 90% of what you could lift, okay? So it's quite heavy for you. And you need to keep repetitively lifting that weight that's at 80 or 90%. What you'll find is you will start to get gassed out. You have the strength to move the object, okay? But you start to get gassed out and start breathing really heavy in quite a short period of time. Now, if you were to increase your level of strength, hey Justin, and get a lot stronger, what happens is that same weight is now no longer 80 or 90% of your strength. It might be 50 or 60% of your strength. So what this means is you can move this weight a lot more efficiently, a lot more effectively for a longer period of time, and it's much easier on you, okay? Which means that your cardio doesn't necessarily have to be as high. So it's always a combination of both, guys, okay? I know I'm not really giving you a clear answer, and that's because there's not a clear answer. You have to be working on building both. The reason that we work on building strength and getting you stronger is because that's what's going to make the bike feel lighter, okay? And if we can get the bike feel lighter, you use less energy, which means that you're going to fatigue less. If you use less energy and you fatigue less, you can ride harder for longer periods of time. Now, once you have the strength there, the cardio and the conditioning just helps you to recover from those repeated efforts of strength, okay? Because when you're riding, you're not just doing an all-out, it's not like a weightlifting competition where you're just going all-out strength for a few seconds or a few minutes and then that's it. You're continuously repeating this cycle throughout a lap, like a 20-minute moto or throughout a 3 or 4 hour enduro. What the cardio and conditioning does, make sure that you can recover quickly between those repeated efforts. So if you just do strength work and you don't do cardio work, the bike will feel easier and lighter to be able to move around, and you will be able to ride a little bit longer. But the problem is you'll get fatigued very quickly. So that strength you have will start up here, and your strength will drop very rapidly as you continue to ride. On the other side with cardio, if all you ever did was just cardio and did no strength work, your cardio might be fine, but you'll find you'll still can get gassed quite quickly because the weight of the bike and your rider weight, 100 kilo bike, 80 kilo rider, 180 kilos, is using a lot of your energy very rapidly, okay? So you might have great cardio, but it declines very, very quickly because you're being fatigued so quickly by the weight that you're moving. So the truth is you need both, okay? You need to be improving strength and improving your cardio and your conditioning. And you can do that at the same time. I find a question I get from riders is, okay, well, how much strength work do I need to do and how much cardio? What I work on with our riders is we do 3 1-hour blocks of training each week. Okay, gym work or off the bike work. The first half hour of that roughly is made up of strength work. The second half hour of that is made up of cardio and conditioning. Okay, different types of cardio, different types of conditioning, depending on the energy system that we're working on. Now, you can train both simultaneously. Okay, you don't need to have a specific day for strength work and a specific day for cardio work, because what happens when you start to do that, if you've got the time for that, more than welcome to do as much training as you want. But what's going to happen is you're going to have too many training sessions. Okay, you're going to have 5 or 6 training sessions, 3 strength, 3 cardio, conditioning. And the more training sessions you have, the harder it is to be consistent with. Okay, if you're a professional rider, that's fine. You've got all the time in the world to dedicate to your training and train all day, every day, that's great. But for the majority of you and you guys that are watching this video, you're not going to have all that time to dedicate to training. So the more sessions we add in, the harder it is to stick to and be consistent with. The harder it is for you to stick to and be consistent with, then the harder it is for you to get results. Because if you're just doing 1 session this week and 3 sessions one week and 5 sessions another week and then two sessions, you can't be consistent with any of the movements of the training. And so the whole goal of training is linear progression. Hey, who have we got there? JJ, Mr. Allen. The whole idea of training and the way that training works is through what's called linear progression. So each week of your training, you're slowly increasing the demands on your body through intensity or through weight or through sets and reps. So slowly, we're increasing like this. And the following week's training should be building off the previous week's training. So if you're actually following a proper program and proper structure, that's what should be happening. Okay, we're constantly building off the week's worth of work that we've done from the previous week. Now, if you are just doing sporadic exercise, then it's not training. And what that means is you're not building off what you've done the previous week. So you're just doing random stuff to be able to fill the space. And that's the big difference between exercising and training is focusing on building blocks. It's going, okay, the things I'm doing this week are building off what I did last week, and the things I do next week are building off what I've done this week. And that's how you can ensure that you make progress with your strength work and with your fitness when we've got a consistent climb like this over weeks, months, years. If you're sporadic with your training, you don't have that consistent climb because you can't build off last week if you weren't there for last week's session. Okay, if you missed your squats last week because you missed that session, you can't build off them this week because you didn't do them last week. Or if you missed cardio session last week on the exercise bike, you can't build off your cardio on the exercise bike last week because you didn't do that session. You missed it. So we're always starting from a blank slate. So consistency is the most important thing. And to have consistency, you need to have a minimal amount of work. Okay, the more work you do or have planned for your week, the harder it is for you guys to get done. So what I work on with our guys is having what's the minimum commitment, the minimum requirement we need to get the absolute best result we can on the bike. And then that way I know that it's much easier for them to be consistent and get results and build off the previous week. So that's today's video. Don't really know if it's too helpful for you or not because I know it's been a little bit wishy-washy, but the truth is you shouldn't just be focusing on one area or the other. You need to be focusing on both together and continuously working on both sides of the equation. In terms of talking about, hey James, in terms of talking about cardio and strength, for those of you that are interested, I'm running a new program which is designed to help you to build A-grade levels of fitness in 3 training sessions per week. So if you can commit to 3 training sessions per week, then the strategy that I have will get you to an A-grade level of fitness where you can ride a full race at race pace, at race intensity, whether that's for a 20-minute motocross event or a 3 or 4 hour enduro. What else have I got down here? You have to have the speed already, okay? So if you don't have the skills and you're shit on the bike, then you probably need to go and find a riding coach and spend time on that. If you already have the skills and the speed on the bike, and the problem you have is that your speed drops off like this as you go through a race, then that's when you need to be working on your fitness and working on the right stuff. And this is also for riders that, what else? I can't even read my own writing here. That want to make progress with their riding without fitness holding them back. Okay, so fitness has to be the thing holding back your progress with your riding. This is not for riders that are just bush bashers, okay, or just recreational riders. If you like to do that stuff, that's fine, but this just won't be the program for you. And you also need to be willing to train 3 times per week. So I can get you to A grade levels of fitness, but you have to make a commitment as well, which is committing to 3 1-hour blocks of training each week. So if you're willing to make that commitment to your training to be able to get to A grade levels of fitness, then feel free to fill out a coaching application form, which I will post up in the comments for you guys. There we go, I just stuck it in there. It'll just ask you for a few details about the type of riding you're doing, what you're working towards with your riding, what are the main challenges with you achieving those goals, and then I'll give you a quick buzz and see if the program is the right fit for you or not. So hoping to hear from a few of you guys soon. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to putting some more together for you guys. See ya.